Welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. I'm excited to be back with you guys on this beautiful Wednesday night. You guys, we have a lot to talk about. And of course, we got to get into Real Housewives of Atlanta because y'all's favorite Miss Kenya Moore Hair Care is exposing her best friend, Cynthia Bailey. In an upcoming clip from next week's episode, Kenya is basically telling Cynthia, girl, you're getting married for television, okay? Because at this point, it's a whole coronavirus pandemic and you just want to do it for the cameras. I also want to get into Miss Tamar Braxton. She is on Taraji P. Henson's show, and she is talking about the decline of her mental health and, you know, the moment she realized it when she was fired from The Real. So I want to have that conversation. And then, you guys, I am disgusted, okay? Because Gallup poll announced the Most Admired Man and Woman of 2020, and I just couldn't believe who y'all chose as the most admired man. Like, I'm just so confused. So we're going to talk about that and so much more. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And let's get straight into the video. Let's get into Miss Kenya Moore Hair Care. Okay, everybody's favorite housewife of Atlanta. Okay, I know we got a bunch of Team Twirl in the comments. Y'all's favorite is exposing her best friend, Cynthia Bailey, in this clip. Okay, I believe they are like working out or they're doing yoga or something like that. And you have Mallory, who is Cynthia's sister. You have Cynthia Bailey, and you have Kenya Moore Hair Care, having a conversation about Cynthia's wedding and what she's going to do about it, because we know that her and her husband, Michael, have been going back and forth, whether they should just have it at the lake house, whether they should postpone it, whether they should continue with the 250-person wedding, possibly making the wedding a potential super spreader because we are in the middle of an entire global pandemic. And Kenya just flat out said, girl, you're getting married for TV, okay? At this point, you're having this wedding for the television show, and I'm not here for it. Check this clip out.
You're saying, unless it's filmed, unless that date produces a big show, you are now saying, I don't want 10, 10, 20.
No, that's not true.
Okay, let's just break the fourth wall all the way down. Even if I wasn't on a show. But that's not what you're saying.
But I've said that to him a million times.
But that's not what you're doing.
The show didn't tell me I had to have a big wedding. The show didn't tell me I even had to get married.
Y'all, okay, when I tell you Kenya is not holding back, and I'm living, okay? I'm living for Kenya going in on Cynthia. Like, Kenya and Cynthia are supposed to be sisters, okay? They're supposed to be besties. They're supposed to be a part of this alliance with, you know, them two plus Candy. Latoya's in there now. And then you had a fallen member, Eva, because we do know that Candy and Kenya are trying to get Eva back on the show, but you know, that's a different conversation for a different day. I digress. Kenya and Cynthia are supposed to be a part of the alliance, so I'm just a little bit confused as to why Kenya is going in on her bestie like this, but it's making for some entertaining television, okay? And I just, you know, just found it so interesting how Kenya exposed Cynthia for trying to have this wedding during the pandemic just for the television cameras. Now, I thought it was so cool how they're starting to break the fourth wall, okay? Because if you guys, you know, are really following it, they're talking about Cynthia only doing the wedding for the cameras, for filming, for Real Housewives of Atlanta, while filming Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, they're breaking the fourth wall and they're talking about the reality show while filming the reality show. And so I thought that was really cool. That's something we've been seeing a lot lately when it comes to Real Housewives of Potomac. They've been breaking the fourth wall a lot. Their producers have become like cast members on the show for whatever reason. If you guys catch the Potomac after shows on YouTube, they have the producers like talking and commentating, and I'm just like, why? Okay, that's something we don't need, but you know, I digress. And then they also do that over there at Beverly Hills, where they'll break the fourth wall from time to time. And so I just kind of thought that that was interesting that they are talking about filming the show while filming the show. Now, with that being said, we did see Cynthia's response to Kenya coming for her in the confessional, and Cynthia was basically saying, you know, production and the show are not making me have a wedding, okay? They're not making me get married. They're not making me do anything. And Cynthia, baby doll, while that may be technically true, we do know that there is pressure from production and from producers and from the show and from the executives for you to have some type of substantial storyline. And because of that pressure, I do feel like Cynthia does feel the need to have this 250 person wedding during a whole coronavirus global pandemic because she needs something to do. She needs something for the cameras to film. What else is Cynthia doing? Okay, Cynthia's not doing anything else. And so I understand what she's saying, how of course, you know, the show isn't explicitly telling her, hey, have this wedding, but you do feel pressured because you want to have a storyline. All right. So definitely let me know what you guys, think about that situation. I just can't get over Kenya. Okay. Kenya this season is in savage mode. Okay. She's on savage mode. She's always been in savage mode. But, you know, Kenya's coming for everybody, whether it's her best friend Cynthia or her arch nemesis Portia. So everybody on this show needs to watch out for Miss Kenya Moore hair care, okay? Now, let's move right along to Miss Tamar Braxton. I don't talk about Tamar Braxton a lot. Last time I talked about her, I believe it was maybe like 2 or so months ago, when she was in a bit of a beef with WeTV and her sisters, because I guess she kind of felt like they were being insensitive when it came to, them covering her attempted on the show, which I was totally with Tamar on that stance. I just felt like they could have dealt with the situation in a better manner. But she has recently gone on to Taraji P. Henson's show on Facebook. And I guess it's supposed to be like a spinoff of, Red Table Talk because it is on Facebook. And the show gives me that, kumbaya, let's talk about our issues, Iyanla Vanzant, let's fix our lives type vibe. And so Tamar appeared on there with Taraji, and she was talking about the moment when she first started to notice a decline in her mental health, which is when she was fired from The Real. Check this clip out.
First time I knew that things wasn't normal is when everything went down with The Real. You don't shower, and you don't eat, and you don't know what day of the week it is. I was able to hide it enough to pull myself barely out of there, right?
Yeah.
And so you guys, I just really, really, really feel for Tamar. I really feel for Tamar in this moment. And I know a lot of you guys are going to have a lot of opinions about Tamar because she is a very polarizing figure. I mean, either you hate her or you love her. But I feel like in this moment in her life, she's been going through it. And I kind of felt like Tamar really hasn't been able to catch a break. It's just been one traumatic event after another. But I definitely saw where she was coming from when she said that she realized, that her mental was at a decline when she was fired from The Real, because it was very clear to everyone that she took that firing really, really hard. Like, that was just a pivotal moment in her life where things just started to spiral out of control. But, all in all, I am very happy that she was able to recognize a change in her mental health, because a lot of the times most people who go through things like anxiety and depression and other mental illnesses don't really recognize a decline in their health until something extremely traumatic happens. So kudos to Tamar for recognizing it. And, like I said, I just kind of feel bad for her. I don't know about y'all, but for me, I just, she's just been going through a lot. She went through the firing with The Real. She's going through a divorce with her husband, Vince. She's been having this back and forth beef with her sisters and her mother and the rest of her family. She's had a big blowout with the network that all of her reality shows were on, WeTV. And then most recently, she's had this weird ass breakup with that African boyfriend who was trying to pose as like the perfect potential husband, but really he just turned out to be no good for nothing like everybody else. And so, Tamar, she hasn't had the best in recent years, but I really wanted to bring this up because I want to remind everybody at home that depression is real. And if you think that you might be in a dark headspace, don't hesitate to reach out to somebody. Don't hesitate to try to talk to somebody. A sibling, a parent, a friend. You could even try to talk to a professional like a therapist or a counselor, because depression is real, especially during the holidays. I do recognize that around these times, a lot of feelings and emotions are being brought back up. A lot of, past traumas are being brought back up. And so if you need to talk to somebody, please, please, please do. And shout out to Tamar for, you know, even being brave enough to go on Taraji's show and talk about her mental health. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. Before we wrap things up for tonight, I did want to mention Gallup poll's Most Admired Woman and Man of 2020. When I read this, I was very disgusted. Okay, whatever I had for lunch, I almost threw it up because I just could not believe that, you know, the Most Admired Man of 2020 was responsible for lives that were lost this year due to his neglect of the 2020 coronavirus pandemic. I was just disgusted at the whole thing. Okay, so apparently the Most Admired Man of 2020 is Donald Trump. Okay, I don't get what the appeal is. I really don't. I mean, he's just, I'm grossed out. Okay, I'm grossed out. But number 2 on the list for Most Admired Man was Barack Obama. You had Joe Biden. You had Anthony Fauci, who led the task force for coronavirus as far as the White House is concerned. You had Pope Francis, Elon Musk, Bernie Sanders, Bill Gates, LeBron James. Now, on the women's list, Most Admired Woman of 2020, this made a little bit more sense to me because Michelle Obama topped the list. And, you know, I could see why, okay? Because personally, I admire Michelle Obama. I feel like she's amazing. Number 2 on the list really shocked me, which was Kamala Harris, because I honestly didn't know people were really checking for her like that. But Kamala Harris is literally a living legend. She has broken the glass ceiling when it comes to, you know, women in professional spaces. She is the first you know, woman to be vice president of the United States. Well, she's vice president elect, because I know I'll have people in the comments coming for me if I get anything wrong. Let me not get into Miss Buffy the Vampire Slayer from Married to Medicine. I had no idea that Buffy had so many fans. Like, when I said that I was confused about why she was on All About the T's interview with Monique, a lot of y'all were coming at me because apparently she's a regular on the show and I just didn't know that. So my bad. So let me not get nothing wrong. Let me do my research. 3rd on the list is Melania Trump, who I just cannot stand. I mean, I think she's physically a beautiful woman, but she's enabled her husband throughout the 4 years. Of course, he's a bully. And so she stood up on a platform of anti-bullying, but yet her husband bullied everybody on Twitter for 4 years. I just don't understand that. Then you also have Oprah Winfrey, Angela Merkel, Hillary Clinton, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Queen Elizabeth II, Amy Coney Barrett, who I don't like. And then you also have the climate change activist, Miss Greta Thunberg. So definitely let me know what you guys thought about it. Who do you guys think should have been on the list for Most Admired Man and Woman? Also, I want to know what you guys think about the entire Tamar Braxton situation and her talking about her mental health. And then you guys, for the grand finale, you know we got to get into Kenya Moore going in on her best friend Cynthia and exposing her for having a wedding during the coronavirus just for the television cameras, okay? So if you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys a little bit later. Love you, and don't forget to create a great day. Bye.